What's up, guys? Welcome in and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are completely new, hello. I'm sincerely Niko. In today's video, we're going to be doing a review of the LauraLee and the Manny MUA LauraLee the Los Angeles Lunar Beauty collaboration called Fool Fantasy. I just recently received this in the mail yesterday, and I was at work, but today I'm filming this video and giving you guys a full dedicated review to this video, trying out all the products. As you guys can see, this is the finished look of all of the Lunar Beauty products, and you guys are going to get a little tutorial at the end. But before we do so, we're going to talk about the price points, the breakdown, my thoughts on the products, and then we're going to get into the tutorial. So if you guys are interested into that, then definitely keep on watching. But before you do so, make sure you guys subscribe. Hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. Be a part of the Extra Squad where we get lit on this side of YouTube. We do reviews. We try out new makeup. We are a safe space. And yeah, let's get right on into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into this video. I did receive, so as you guys can see, I did receive the PR package here. There's nothing super fancy about it. But let's get into what the Fool Fantasy has to offer. So this is the price sheet card. You can see LauraLee, you can see Manny MUA right on the front, and on the back is the breakdown of everything that I got into the PR package. Also there's social media as well too. Price points of everything and the display and color of all that, but we are going to show that here on camera, of course. So the first thing I want to talk about, of course, is the eyeshadow palette. This is their 18 shade color eyeshadow palette. It retails for $48. This is the carton that it comes in, and it says Fool Fantasy color palette on the front with the LauraLee and the Lunar Beauty logo on it. On the back there is like a little note and their signature. On the note, it says, "Hey Fools, it's your favorite Manny and Laura, and we finally did it. Say hello to Fool Fantasy Collection. We felt this collection was a perfect unity of our brands with the neutral maximalism aesthetics. We hope you love it as much as we love it too." So here's the product right here. The packaging is definitely giving Lunar Beauty-esque with the embossed, embroidered vibe. So I know that this came from Manny's thought process as well too. On the back you also have Fool Fantasy, their brand name, also their social medias on one of each side, how much it is cruelty free, and yeah, distributed by both brands, so you can get this on both of their websites, of course. But this definitely giving Manny MUA Lunar Beauty-esque thought process. So when you open it up, you do get a full-size mirror. I still have the plastic on it.
Rip me out the plastic, I've been acting brand new.
But you do get a full-size mirror on it. So if you are traveling with this palette, you do have a really huge mirror to do your full face. And it's under 50 bucks at that too. So that's a good steal. Here's what the palette looks like inside. Inside of here, you have a good range of neutral colors. You have some nice shimmers. You have some nice mattes. I think I do love the color story a lot because it definitely gives you very much neutral Nancy. But then it also has a little bit of maximalism in there with Full Fams, Aries, Maura, and Virgo. You can definitely see that they have put something in here to kind of give you a little bit of razzle dazzle. On my eyes, I do have What's Going On, We're Back, Lanny, Cloudy, Break Time, and Aries. So I definitely use a range of mattes, a range of mattes and one shimmer, just to kind of see how this palette performs and it blends. The blendability is there. So I definitely see that they have definitely given the time and thought process in what they wanted their formula to be. Now, it wouldn't be right if I didn't do a comparison. So I do have the new Prism palette as well too. Again, you can kind of see the aesthetics and vibe that this is going with. So this definitely fits within the whole Lunar Beauty universe. This is what the new Prism palette is giving. Very neutral Nancy, as you guys can kind of see. But this is giving very neutral Nancy, but when you put this next to it, it gives a good continuation of the shadows. I feel like there are some repeat shades as far as, you know, you can kind of get out of this palette and this palette, like Deeper and Break Time. You know, that's that classic black. You also have Classic. You have that classic shade, which is this shade right here. And you can kind of compare it to what's going on. They're very close as far as some of the tones go. Even with Lanny and what's the shade? Bloom For You are very similar. But you can kind of tell that the thought process is a good continuation of the Nude Prism. But it also has some ideas in here from what Laura likes to use as well too, because Nudie Patootie, which I do not own, but Nudie Patootie is also a nude palette that she has, and it is a really good palette for an everyday neutral situation. So if you have that, or if you have the Nude Prism, this is a good continuation palette to take with you to kind of give you that pop of color for that bold statement look. Again, this retails for $48. This retails for $48. And if you're interested in getting it, you can get it off of their website. All right, so the next product we're going to talk about is the Fool Fantasy Blush Palette. This retails for $35. It's a 6-pan blush and highlight palette. There are 2 highlights and 4 blushes in here. My personal favorite, of course, is Sandbar. I feel like that is the only one that I can definitely use in this palette without a shadow of doubt. I could also use Rose. Skyline, and Peachy King, but I typically lean towards the neutral side of blushes, or the peachy tone side of blushes, not really on the vibrant side. So I would definitely not be using this bright blue pink, which is called Pink Blossom, out of this palette. And I'm going to compare this to the Nude Prism palette. As you guys can see, this is a good continuation of the Nude Prism. If you do have this, you can also purchase this as well too if you like, just to have more a range of blushes. But some of the shades are not really a dupe, as you guys can see. There are newer shades in here. Even try to like set them up next to something that's very similar to them, you can definitely see that the tone is a little bit more different. Like this one right here from the new Moon Prism palette, Twilight, is nothing like Peachy King. Even though they're that orangey apricot peachy tone, completely different. Same thing with Sandbar and Gravity, completely different. Nothing is super similar about this palette. So if you have this one and you want to have another palette that have a little bit more shades, a continuation, you could definitely think about this palette. This does have 1 highlight in it, or blush light in it. This has 2 highlights in it. So if you're looking for a palette that you can take with you that has blushes and highlight, then this would be the one you gravitate towards. The next 2 things that's in this collection, of course, are the lipsticks. These are the Fool Fantasy lipsticks in the shade Maura and Lanny. I love the mix match names of this. Maura, which is Manny Laura, and Lanny, which is Laura Manny. So cute. I think that it's so cute that they have created this whole vibe with the lipsticks. The unicartons for these are also really cute as well too. It's definitely giving very much a great amount of money put into the thought process of the unicarton. As you guys can see, I do have the original Lunar Beauty lipsticks, and of course I do have these as well too. So the unicarton for the original Lunar Beauty lipsticks are a little bit more bigger than the collaborations, but the lipstick components are a little bit more luxe than the Lunar Beauty original. I just like the way that the push pop on this one is compared to the other ones. I just love this one. The fact that they're at the top and you push them out compared to the ones being in the center. I don't know. I just like it. I love the whole aesthetic of these. Don't get me wrong. These are beautiful. But the easy accessibility of this one compared to this one, because you have to squeeze versus this one you just simply press. I feel like, you know, the clients or customers that do have arthritis in their hands will tend to probably like this packaging a lot more better than this one because of the tension that you're creating. Plus, you will most likely probably run into something. You'll run into something like this one. This shade that I have here, which is TS. Even though I am pressing it, it does not want to come out. I have to pry it out because the spring load action in this is broken. Yeah, the spring load in this one is broken completely. And there's nothing I can do about it because I can't really kind of like fix something like this. I can't even like pop it open compared to I'm legit like pressing. But I do love the spring load action of this one because you're really pushing the product out. So I feel like those who have arthritis in the hands or have problems with makeup and accessibility will like the new the collaboration packaging. That's just my personal opinion. But they retail for $14. Definitely check those out. And I will swatch both of them on my lips. What I have on right now is Milk Tea from the Lunar Beauty lipsticks because I love the way milk tea melts into my skin tone. But I will be trying out both Lanny and Manny on camera for you guys. The last thing in this particular bundle, of course, is the brush set. You get a 6-piece brush set with a cosmetic bag for $70. I think that is a good steal. Brushes, my honest opinion on the brushes, I do love these brushes. Like the aesthetic, the feel of them, they're really gorgeous. My personal favorite brush is the number 6 brush. I love this for bronzer. I love a nice floopy brush for bronzing and powder products. So the number 6 is one of my personal favorites. I also do love the fact that they have a double-ended brush. This is the number 1 brush. You can use this for concealer, or you can use this to do your shimmers, which is what I did. I use this for shimmers. And then you have a bullet brush on the other end, which you can use for smudging or detail work, which I also use as well too. I pretty much use all these brushes in this look. I started out using Morphe and I realized that this video is a tutorial or a review of all the products, and I forgot that I had these brushes. So you'll see within the video that I actually started with Morphe brushes and then I switched over to these brushes to give them a try. The only one that I didn't really give a full wholeheartedly try is the number 3 brush, which is their blending brush. I did use it a little bit in the tutorial, but to give a full in-depth of the usage of it, I really didn't. But everything else I did use. Again, this retails for $70. Cosmetic bag. It looks huge. I haven't opened it yet. Let me go ahead and open it to see how big this is. Oh, this is a really big bag. This bag is huge. It's huge. Let me see how many Lunar Beauty products I could put in here. So I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can probably fit one more in here. Let's go with the Life of Drag because it's a little smaller. 2.0. I got 7. Is it gonna close? Is it going to close? 7 palettes in here. I'm able to fit 7 Lunar Beauty palettes in here. This is huge for a makeup cosmetics bag. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 palettes in this cosmetic bag. That's tea. For $70, that's tea. This tea. I'm going to be using this for sure. For sure. If you're interested in any of this collection, you can get the full collection for $135, which is a good steal and discount because if you think about it, $70, boom, plus $35 makes that $105. So if you get the cosmetic 6-piece brush set and bag plus the cheek palette, that's $105. And then the two lipsticks, which are $14 a piece, so that makes it 20, 30, 39, 20, 30, 39. Yeah, you get a good discount. You really do get a good discount. You get almost a $50 plus discount, 52. You get a pretty good discount. So you save about $46 if you get the whole full bundle. If you're thinking about getting at least the cheek palette, the eyeshadow and also probably like both of the lipsticks, you might as well go ahead and get the whole full collection for $135. And you get the makeup bag, all that good jazz. So I strongly recommend, if you're thinking about getting this, then go for the $135 bundle, because it is worth everything. Honestly, everything is worth it. So let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. All right, so I went ahead and did one eye off for camera real quickly, just to kind of see what I was going to create out of this palette. This eyeshadow palette is very neutral. I think it's very beautiful, but I really feel like there's only two shades that has great depth for me to really play with. I don't have a really deeper chocolate brown. This is the deepest brown I do have. So as far as like getting a really good transition shade, I really don't have that in this palette per se. I have to play with these mauve berry tones to kind of like give some type of depth. I don't think this is really marketed 100% towards my demographic. No tea, no shade. The palette is beautiful. I as you can see, I'm able to create something, I'm able to use it. But to have this as like an everyday palette wouldn't be my personal staple. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a little look real quickly with this. I am going to use the deepest brown, which is called What's Going On. I'm also gonna dip into Break Time, We're Back, Aries, and a little bit of Lanny, just to kind of give it some type of depth. And I'm going to show you guys how I create, oh, and also Cloudy. And I'm going to show you guys how I created this cute cut crease, blue brown, smoky kind of vibe. You know, my little staple eye that I love to do a lot. Alright, so I'm going to take the Morphe M433 and I'm going to go into What's Going On. And I'm going to take this right into my crease just to kind of start the look, keeping it very low. And I'm going to take a little bit of Rear Back with the same brush, and I'm going to blow out the outer part just to make it a little more seamless. I'm going to take a little bit of Break Time, and I'm going to take it on the M506 brush, and I'm going to start carving out the crease. Now this, I'm going to need a mirror for, because I need to really get in there. That looks pretty good right there. So I'm gonna grab my Anastasia eye primer one more time, and take just a smidge on the lid. Then I'm gonna look up to see where the transfer is, or how high my eyelid opens, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting my crease. This is where we're at so far, so I'm going to go ahead and go back into Break Time and just add just a little bit to show the end portion of where I want the smoky to stop. I'm going to leave it just like that, because I'm going to take another brush. This is the M456, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of Lanny, and I'm going to blend that out, just to have something in this outer portion of the eye. And I'm going to start rounding the outer portion out. Taking the M125 brush, I am going to, why am I not using the actual brushes that came with this bundle? That's the question.
Cause I ain't shit. I'm working on it.
That's the question. They came with brushes, and I'm over here using Morphe brushes. You know what? I'm going to use the number 2 brush from this collaboration, and I'm going to take Cloudy, and I'm going to stamp that in the front part of my eye, because I want this inner corner to be very bright. Also, I wanted to very much show the definition between the brown and this shimmer that I'm about to pop on. Taking the number 1 brush, which is a dual-ended brush, I'm going to take that shade Aries, and I'm just going to literally lay it right on top of Lanny and take it towards Cloudy. That's going to give me that super maroon blue-brown pigment all the way to that bright greenish blue-brown pigment on top of Cloudy. Make sure I load majority of the product in the center and feather what's left in either direction. Taking the number 3 brush, which is their blending brush, I'm gonna grab some of that break time again. And again, I'm gonna start blending back towards Lanny and Aries, just to kind of give it that sultry, deep smoky vibe. I'll go ahead and stop there. I think that is a really good symmetry between the 2 eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my eye and use the Anastasia eyeliner. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off camera real quickly, do the face, and then we're gonna be back to try out the blush palettes and then also, of course, the lip products. All right, y'all, I'm back. Face is done. I have not bronzed yet. I just simply set the face and we are here at this point. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the Fool Fantasy blush palette. And this is what it is giving. I'm super excited to try out at least 2 of these shades out of here, Peachy Keen and Sandy Bar. They look very promising to give me what I need on my complexion. So let's see how that goes. So I'm going to take the number 6 brush from their collab. I feel like this is a little too, this gives more bronzer brush, yeah. It's still a little too loose for me, so I'm gonna take the number 5 brush. There we go. This is a little more dense. And then I'm actually gonna take the shade Peachy Keen, which is this like mauve brown. I'm gonna place that on the higher portion of my face, and I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna take Sandbar, and I'm gonna put this on the outer, and I'm gonna take Peachy Keen, and I'm gonna put this on the inner portion of my face. So let me just load it up. That is Sandbar. It's giving very much bronzer. So I'm gonna go in with Peachy Keen. It's very subtle. It's cute. Tip, tip, tip on hardwood floors, fans, across the board. Race God, never eat. My God. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Make a bum eat it. Alright, so there's 2 highlighted shades in this palette. Gold Fantasy and New Champagne. New Champagne, Gold Fantasy. I think we'll go with New Champagne. I feel like it's gonna be too bright, but we gotta still try it. So I'm mixing New Champagne and Sandbar together because New Champagne is getting very, very, very bright. So I'm trying to dim it down just a little bit. All right, let's do this under eye real quick before I put on some lashes and liner. The lashes in, before I do my lashes and it's coming together. After you put these lashes on, it came together. Lashes are on. Let's get into these lipsticks because we need to see what she's giving as well too. Let me line my lip with Trendsetters from Morphe. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Maura first because I'm not really too much of a peachy, like a pink kind of girl. I'm more of a peachy nude. I'm gonna save Lanny to put on last. It's a little more mauvier. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Lanny. Alright guys, so this pretty much completes the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial of me using all of the Lunar Beauty and the LauraLee collaborations. If you guys did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Bye.